This mailbag again became quite big because it contains parts I use in my current projects as well as parts I will use for future videos. This is why I divided it into two parts. For obvious reasons, the first part is published on November 11th and the second in the regular Sunday morning slot, one day later. Like that, you can profit from the good prices for interesting products shown in the video. I waited with my shopping and filled the shopping cart instead. Now I hope for cheaper prices. I included chapters that you can jump to the products interesting for you. And of course, you will find the links to all products in the video description. Grüezi YouTubers, here is the guy with the Swiss accent, with a new episode and fresh ideas around sensors and microcontrollers. Remember, if you subscribe, you will always sit in the first row. This is a curve tracer. Everything is in Chinese. This is why I had to add the X and the Y labels and the frequencies 33 Hz till 14.5 kHz. Now I set it up and I have here some parts to show you how it works. It is connected to the X and the Y axis of the oscilloscope. We see the device creates a sine wave with, in this case, 230 Hz, and here it is 14.5 kHz, for example. And now if we enable XY mode, we see open, short, open, short. I have here a few parts and I will measure them and you tell me what kind of part I have. You tell me what it is. It is a 4.7 kilo ohm resistor. This one is easy. It's closer to the short, so it is a 1 kilo ohm resistor. What is this? It looks like an open, but not completely. So I change the frequency. And now it looks like a capacitor. I had to change the frequency to 14.5 kHz because this is a rather small capacitor of 0.1 microfarad. Now what is this? This is a typical diode curve where the bend is at 0.6 or 0.7 volts. And what is this here? This is a Zener diode, which looks very similar on the positive side. And then there is a not so sharp bend at about minus 3.3 volts, because this is a 3.3 volt Zener diode. This is, by the way, a transistor between base and emitter. This looks like a diode, and it is a diode. And between base and collector is also a diode in the other way around. So you see, each part has its different curve, and we will use this now to do some analysis. Let's assume I have such a power supply, for example, which is defective, and I'm interested in what is defective. First I have to disassemble it, and now I can check the different components. There are diodes, resistors, capacitors, and a few inductors on it. This is a diode, but it has also some strange behavior, and this is typical if we work with such a curve tracer. It does not show always a single part because the parts are all connected in this power supply. And it looks like there is a capacitor connected to this diode. So we can use this curve tracer together with the oscilloscope to find faulty parts in power supplies and other low-frequency applications. So this is the listing of this curve tracer. It costs $34.66, free shipping, and it is $4 off during this 11th to 17th frenzy. From Espressif, I got an interesting package. First, the new ESP H2 dev kit and the ESP32C6 dev kit. They look like the usual Espressif dev boards. They have two USB-C connectors, and the C6 module is much bigger than the H2 module. They will appear in a video when everything is ready to program them with the Arduino IDE. And here I got a nice box with plenty of stuff. I show you this one here. You can put it on a table. There are different other stands and other accessories in this box. And if we fire it up, it contains already a few applications. For example, hi ESP, turn on the light.
Okay.
Turn off the light.
Okay.
You see, it works. It has obviously also a radar sensor in it. And
See you next time.
okay. And you can also mount a battery here. I assume it's 4.2 volt lithium-ion battery, but the smaller one. I don't have one at hand for the moment, but you can use a USB-C connector as usual. A nice gift. Thank you, Pedro. Here is the listing of the H2. It costs $6 plus $4 shipping. This one is the listing for the C6. It costs $10.45, but including shipping, so it's free shipping here. So both are around $10 shipped. The C6 has Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth, and Thread and Zigbee. So it has lots of communications. And it has also a RISC-V core. The H2 has no Wi-Fi, but it has Bluetooth and also Thread and Zigbee. So this one should be low power. It is, by the way, also a RISC-V core. The next one is also an ESP32, but an S3. And it looks very nice. As usual, it has an antenna, of course. And in this case, it has an 868 megahertz antenna, so it is LoRa. It has a touch display. It has a nice keyboard, and this keyboard really works. It's easy to type, and it's convenient to type. It has also a joystick here, and it has Meshtastic on it. With its battery, I do not know how long it will work, because this display is quite power hungry, I assume. Here is a battery, and here is a loudspeaker. Here is the 433 module. You get them also for 868 megahertz or 915 megahertz. So this is quite a cool device. It has no GPS, so it is not usable as a tracker, at least not without an additional board. And I think you already find 3D cases for it. This is what a lot of people asked because they did not want to use their smartphone in relation with Meshtastic. This is the solution from LilyGo. It is called T-Deck. Another nice device I purchased from LilyGo recently is a LoRa device also, but it has no ESP32. It has an NRF from Nordic. This one has no Wi-Fi, but it has extremely low power consumption. It has Bluetooth, and it has an e-paper or an e-ink display, and not a power-hungry display like this one. Now this one runs for quite a long time, a few days I think, and you see it even displays something if the power is off. This one, by the way, has GPS, so it's an ideal tracker. Can also be used as an APRS tracker, and also other projects now get more and more support for the Nordic chips. Here is the listing of the T-Deck. It is $65.98 plus $1.68 shipping, and it is $10 cheaper, or nearly $10 cheaper, during the period of the 11th to the 17th of November. You get it in all the different versions for 443, 868, 915, and even without LoRa. And you get it also with a white keyboard. Nice. The T-Echo is also close to $70, and you also get it in all the different frequencies and in different colors: brown, white, and black. Shipping is $2.32, and it seems it has no special price. Together with these trackers and so on, I would like to show you a small bag, and I show you why I like it. Everything is included. Here is my Android phone, because this balloon tracker software does not support iOS, so I have to have my special Android telephone. And if I have longer missions, I also have a small power bank with all the different charging possibilities. Still a lightning connector, but we will later see that this is no more used very often here in our household. So everything fits neatly in this small bag. And I just grab this one when a balloon is announced, and I know that I have enough power and I have the tracker and everything with me. This is the listing of the main tactical MOLLE pouch belt waist pack bag, EDC Tools Pocket Military waist pack running. Incredible. But the price is okay, close to $4.20 shipping. You get it in different colors. As you know, I have the camouflage one. Now we come to the main topic of today, which is power, and particularly power delivery. This is one of the major power banks I have, which also offers USB-C and power delivery up to 20 volts. A lot of these bricks do not support up till 20 volts, and you will see why I need it. Now, this form factor is not very convenient for small bags. This is why I invested money into this one here. This one has 30 ampere hours, and this one only has 20 ampere hours, but still this is sufficient. It's also lighter, and it is in a different form factor. It is larger, but much thinner. So for small baggage, this is perfect. It delivers 100 watt. Now for me, this is not an issue, because I do not want to fast charge my laptop or so. And also with my mobile phone, I do not charge it very fast, because I do not want to hurt its battery. So the 100 watt is not important, but it has also 20 volt, and this one has 2 USB-C power delivery connections. And after buying my new iPhone 15, I decided to move away from all other connectors and standardize on USB-C, because it has so many advantages. I also plan a video about power delivery in the next year, and this is why I wanted to have choice in power banks. Both of them are not cheap, but the quality, the build quality and so on is really extremely good. And as far as I know, this one for sure can be transported in planes. This one I'm not sure. These two small parts are the reason why I love power banks which are able to deliver 20 volts. You know why? Because this is for my small tiny PCs used as a server, and this one is for my Microsoft Surface. Both run with 19 volts, and as said, in the future I would like to standardize on power delivery and USB-C, and this is what these devices can do. You just plug them in to a USB-C cable and on the other side to a power bank or to a power brick, and then you can charge the Microsoft Surface with 19 volt or run the tiny PC on a mobile. Or a third one I also have is for my old Samsung PC, which also runs on 19 volt. So these are a perfect team with lots of power on one side and lots of connectivity on the other side, all connected by USB-C with power delivery. This is the listing for the power brick, 30,000 milliampere hour or 30 ampere hour. It costs $65.99 plus $2.84 shipping, and the sale price is $53.99, so it's $12 cheaper. Here is the listing of the Surface to USB-C connector. It is $3.04 and $2.83 shipping. This is the one for the Lenovo PD connector. It is $1.95 plus $1.39 shipping. And here you have a whole assembly of different connectors. I bought the one with a small connector for my old Samsung. They are $260 plus free shipping. So this is really not too expensive. Of course, all of them have a chip inside to advise the power bank or the charger to deliver 19 volts. Next is this PTS200 soldering iron. I already put it together, and it also has a USB-C connection, and it also has power delivery like that. And you see it already works. And this is also important here, that this power bank can deliver 20 volts, because if I start it, it heats very fast, up to 320 volts. This is now already at 320 volts. This is a very special soldering iron. It looks very similar to all others we know, but it can be programmed with the Arduino IDE. And you can flash it via this USB-C connector. There is an open source software available, and I was able to update it to the newest version, which had some bug fixes. I do not know for the moment if there are independent projects already, but I hope that maybe one or the other uses this platform to program particular things for this device. For example, here you can change to left-handed, which is of course important for me. You see now it's left-handed, and here I can change to right-handed like that, and now it can be used by a right-handed person. Cool. It also has automatic off. It has an accelerometer inside, which detects if you leave the iron for a few minutes, and then it goes back to 150 volts, and later on it switches off completely. This has the standard soldering tips you can get everywhere on AliExpress in different shapes and so on. The whole case is aluminum, and this is really nice, and also the touch and feel of this green plastic here is very, very nice. It's convenient to work with it. You even get a small stand to leave the soldering iron if you do not use it. This is the listing of the PTS 200. It is quite cheap if you compare it to other USB soldering irons, only $34.35, and shipping is even free. And it is on sale for $32.41. This was part 1 of the mailbag. Part 2 will follow tomorrow. It will contain some interesting products. Not all are for sale on AliExpress, though. I hope this video was useful or at least interesting for you. If true, please consider supporting the channel to secure its future existence. Thank you. Bye.